There are times where I want to relive my summer, and I do that through playing Atelier Ryza. The Atelier series is a JRPG series that dates back to 1997 with the same developers, Gus, still making games for the series. Not many people know about these games even though they offer a unique take on the core of the JRPG formula. Atelier Ryza 2 is the most recent entry to the series as of the posting of this video, and the game sold really well. Last reported sales for the sequel was 360,000 units sold, and combining it with the first game makes the value surpass 1 million units sold. Compared to other games where this might be seen as a failure, it is a huge success to this niche series, and it all comes from the game itself. A modern evolution on action turn-based combat to the control you have over the way the party members can be helpful and their equipment. Every game has issues, whether it be graphics or pacing, but it shouldn't distract you from the amazing joy Ryza and her friends can bring with you on the adventure you go on together. Most JRPGs have you be in tense situations every now and then, from battles to story segments. What Atelier Ryza has is nice, relaxing music as you explore what the world has to offer, from its cities to the forests. Even when the music isn't fully relaxing, it feels mysterious as you explore the ruins and ignite your curiosity on what they might have to offer. Battle themes up the intensity, but never to a point where it becomes overwhelming. Just a song that still eases your minds, saying, "You got this." The environments you explore are vast and colorful as you look around and see what you can do in the area. From a tall run-down tower seeming with wildlife to a city left underwater with glowing crystals, no area ever feels the same. Character interactions end up being the most relaxing part as you talk and help them in their lives, from their struggles to indulging into their passion. You see them grow from a teenager learning about their passions to young adults where they do what they love after not seeing them for so long. There are times where this relaxing nature does take a back seat, and this is how the battles are played out. Atelier Ryza introduced new combat to the series, with it being a real-time turn-based system. With a real-time system, time will continue to pass as you decide the next move. Your turn has arrived to choose a skill or item, but the enemy is still going to attack regardless if you're choosing a skill or not. This system is excellent since it makes you think and adapt to situations quickly and efficiently, or you won't end up winning the battle. Your allies have orders that you can fulfill to get additional damage or buffs for your party. The camera also has fun with the combat when it comes to using attacks and skills, making each hit feel powerful. Tactic levels make longer battles more engaging as you get more options and combos at higher levels. Lastly, Fatal Drives acts as a final, desperate attack that does a great amount of damage but resets your tactic levels, which limits what you can do until you get those levels back up. Combat also relies on equipment your party has, that you have full control of. A main component in Atelier Ryza is the alchemy you can use to create different sorts of items from tools, weapons, medicine, and so much more. The areas you explore have a wide variety of interactable items where you can get materials in order to create using alchemy. Atelier Ryza is designed so the appropriate areas have the materials you need to make sure you are powerful, but never too powerful. With your materials, you go back home to create whatever you can create with the recipes you have. You gain recipes from story progression, side quests, or by going a different route using the alchemy tree. Alchemy allows you to create equipment to suit you and your party's needs, from creating a highly offensive weapon boosting attack and skills, or a support weapon boosting speed and defense. Armor is also created by you, and you decide whether you want health regen or a trait slot for stat boosts. At the start of the game, you have a limited amount of actions to put materials in. As you progress, you get more actions to put in materials, which allows even beginning recipes to have use towards the end of the game. Almost everything in the game is created by you, so nothing ever feels like it's taking up space. Plus, if you have no use for an item anymore, you can use it in your alchemy when applicable in the recipe. Atelier Ryza allows you to play the game the way you want to play, but the games do have some faults. With the game's strong focus on characters and their relationships, it loses some pacing for the main story for the first game. It is a slow burn to get into the mystery and history of the world if you don't end up enjoying the characters and their growth. The theme of the game is about creating summer memories, so even though events might not advance the main plot, it still feels important to the characters. The gameplay and how good it is does help relieve some of the pacing issues, but it might not work forever. The sequel has its own issue, and that is the main city. In the first game, the main city has a unique charm as well as booming with different trees and plants, making it a great way to gather materials, while in the sequel, it loses that. The city you inhabit is a basic industrialized city except for one area, losing the charm the first game had, and you go to the city a lot for character and side quests. You can still go to colorful areas around the city to collect materials and progress the main story, which counteracts the bland central hub.
ここはいろんな職人の店が集まってる地域さ。工場とか火事場みたいなところが多いかな。
The last issue applies for both games, and that is the money you collect known as coals. In a game like this where you can create anything as long as you have the recipes, money feels useless and serves very little purpose. For the times I did use it, late in the game I got a recipe for an item I bought, or made a gathering tool which allows me to get the item sold at the store in the wild. Money might be an easy way to get materials in the beginning, but loses almost all of its value by the end of the game. In the face of all these issues, Atelier Ryza is a game I still love. Atelier Ryza is one of the most fun and relaxing games I have ever played, to the point where I wish more people knew about this series. And the world which you inhabit, along with the music, makes you feel like you're on a relaxing adventure, and see the characters grow with their passions. The combat system makes you stay on your toes and act quickly, while the camera has fun with the character movements, making the combat feel dynamic. Alchemy makes the experience with the game your own experience that no one else can replicate, as well as making equipment that suits your playstyle. Each game has its own problems, from a slow start to a weak central hub, and has an overarching problem with the usefulness of money. In spite of these issues, Atelier Ryza is a series of games that is beautiful, and it became a summer memory that I will forever hold dear to me.
始まりも終わりも何も知ることなく、みんな毎日変わらず暮らしている。私は今でも時々思い出す。あの時の仲間たちと過ごした日々。そして眩しいくらいに輝いていたあの奇跡のように貴重で得難いひと夏の日々のことを。
Hi, thanks for watching. Please consider liking and subscribing. Thank you so much.